723.85 ounces. Over 700 ounces in 1 week.
That's nuts.
Imagine for a moment, you are in the middle of the forest, there is soil, mud, and the sound of heavy machines all around. And then suddenly, something comes out of the ground which surprises everyone. We are talking about Parker Schnabel's excavation, which not only brought out gold, but also created a stir in the history of gold rush. 700 ounces of gold, yes, a full 700 ounces, but the story does not end here. The real game begins from there, when Parker himself does not believe what he has found. There was something there which did not just shine with gold. It seemed like a secret. Was this just a normal haul, or is there an old mining site behind it which someone had kept hidden for years? The machines suddenly slow down. A strange sound comes from the ground. Some people of the team get scared. Parker himself says in front of the camera, "I've never seen anything like this before." So is this just gold, or is there something else buried under the rubble? Is this haul a part of some old treasure, or is it the first part of some big conspiracy? What is going to be seen next in the video is so shocking that you will not be able to believe your eyes. So watch the video completely, quickly, and if you are interested in such mysterious and real discoveries, then do not forget to subscribe to the channel, because the real story begins now. 700 Oz gold, is it real? When Parker Schnabel said in front of the camera that this time the haul was more than 700 ounces, everyone was stunned. Such a big discovery had never happened before, and people started asking on social media, is this true or just a drama for the show? But Parker's team's recording system and scale process is no joke. The team has a professional digital scale with which the weight of each nugget is weighed. As soon as the machine showed the final number, 700 ounces, the whole team remained silent for a few seconds. Parker himself said, "I have never seen anything like this before." Now the weight was correct, but was that gold real? Testing was also done for this. Some samples were processed to see what is the purity of gold in it. The result came 85 to 90% pure gold. That is, not only heavy, but also very valuable. And if we talk about the price according to the gold market rate of that day, this haul of Parker is worth about $1,500,000, 0 cents dollars, i.e. more than ours 12 crores. Imagine, one day of digging and so much gold. But here a question arises. Is all this normal gold, or is there a hidden treasure behind it? Has Parker found a vein that no one has been able to find till now? This is where the real game begins. On hearing the name of Parker Schnabel, every fan of Gold Rush thinks of one thing: hard work, dedication, and great results. But what Parker has found this time is going to break all the records so far, a haul of 700 ounces of gold. Just think how heavy and valuable that stuff would be. Every time Parker has excavated, he has found something or the other, sometimes 200 ounces, sometimes 400, but 700? This level is something else altogether. If we look at Parker's previous seasons, the most gold he had found was in season 9, about 7,000 ounces in the entire season, but that was the total of a few months. This time, finding 700 ounces from just one site, that too in such a short time, shows that there was something special down there. Maybe a thick vein of gold or some old place where mining had taken place before. Parker himself says on camera, "I've never seen this much gold come out so fast." There was excitement in his eyes, and a little fear too, because when everything seems so perfect, then a person starts doubting whether something is wrong. Now talking about the team, when the nuggets started coming out one by one, everyone was initially overjoyed. Some people were seen giving high fives in the camera, someone even got the machine turned off so that Parker could come and see it himself. But there were some senior members, like Mitch and Brennan, on whose faces there was not just happiness but also a slight worry, as if they could not believe how this could happen. When Parker picked up the nugget for the first time, he just looked at it for a while, and then kept looking down, as if he was thinking about something. And at the same time, he said a line which the fans of the show are repeating again and again. "Guys, this ain't just gold. Something's off." That is, Parker also felt something different with that gold. Some team members also noticed that some of the nuggets were shining differently. The texture or the way they were buried in the soil did not seem normal. Someone joked that this might be an ancient cache, but Parker did not take it lightly. He immediately marked that place and said that more digging will be done below it. Now the question arises, has Parker really made the biggest discovery till date? Or is this the beginning of some other big mystery? In fact, when even a person like Parker has a little doubt about his discovery, then understand that the matter is big, and this is the thing that attracts the audience. When a professional who has been extracting gold for years also says that something's not right here. And it was not just gold, the ground, those vibes, those strange sounds that came while digging, all together. Parker's discovery this time was completely different. The team has named it the Shock Haul. So if Parker has mined more than 25,000 ounces of gold in his career so far, then these 700 ounces will be remembered more for their quality and mystery than their quantity. Parker's discovery does not seem to be just a part of the show. It is hiding something big in real life too. And those who think that it was just gold, they may get a big shock in the future. Because according to Parker, this is just the beginning. Parker Schnabel's excavation initially seemed like a normal job, just another place, another dig, and maybe a few ounces of gold. But as the machines went into the ground and one after another shiny nuggets started coming out, Parker's team realized that there was something different here. But it wasn't just the amount of gold, but the things that were found with it that surprised everyone. When Parker dug up the old files of that area, an interesting thing came to light. Some miners had come to that place in the 1800s. There was a mention of this in the records of some local historical society, but there was no concrete proof. Parker suspected that perhaps this was the same place where an old mining group had come to extract gold and perhaps left something behind. There were faint marks on some old maps which pointed towards this site. Parker showed these maps to an expert of the team, and he said this is the same zone where a team named Lost Creek Mining Company was working in 1896. Now things got even more interesting. As the digging went deeper, Parker's team started finding some strange things, along with gold. At one place they found something like an iron plate on which there were some strange markings. It did not look like a language, nor a part of a normal mining tool. It looked more like some secret marking. Not only this, at a little distance, some pieces resembling old weapons were also found, which had rust on them, but the shape was completely different. When Parker picked up those pieces, he himself was shocked. The team considered it to be a sign of an old, hidden mining site. And then the most shocking scene happened, when they found a wooden, crate-like thing, which was broken, and in it were some metal coin-like things. They did not look like gold, but they also had some deep markings, like a seal, or the mark of an old king. Parker himself said on camera, "Guys, this doesn't feel like a normal mine. It looks like an old hidden thing, as if someone has buried it deliberately." And this line took this entire excavation into a world of suspense. Now, some people of the team also started thinking that, is this place the site of some hidden treasure? Had someone come here before and had hidden the gold and gone away? Maybe it is some Spanish treasure or the unfinished work of some lost mining group. There is also a theory that maybe some group had found gold in that era, but due to weather, landslide, or some other reason, they could not extract it completely and the place got buried. Now Parker is bringing out the same buried wealth again. The structure of the nuggets that the team has extracted so far is also different from other sites. A special kind of soil is stuck to them, which is usually found in deep old layers. It is clear excavations have been done here before, but a long time ago. Now Parker and his team are getting this site completely scanned. Everything from metal detectors to ground radar has been installed. Parker has clearly said, if this is treasure, then I will find it. So, is this an old mining site or the secret place of some forgotten treasure? The answer to this has not been found yet, but one thing is certain. Parker Schnabel has not just extracted gold, he has created a new mystery in the world of Gold Rush. And whatever comes out next, it may become the biggest discovery till date. And this is the reason why this excavation has now become not just a gold haul, but a treasure mystery. When Parker Schnabel dug up 700 ounces of gold, everyone was focused on it. But Parker was not just looking at gold. He found something else there, which was much more mysterious. And this is where a twist started, which made the whole team think. Actually, when the machine started digging deeper, not only gold nuggets were found there, but some strange stones and metal pieces also started coming out. At first glance, these rocks looked normal, but when Parker applied a magnet on them for fun, some pieces stuck to the magnet. The team was shocked. Now, gold and metals that attract magnets are not usually found together. Parker understood that this place was very special. At that very moment, he said, "Guys, I don't know what this is, but something's different down here. That is, something is different here." The team then took a closer look at the rocks. Some showed metallic veins, which are usually found in an active ore zone, but they were rusted, and in some places there were burn marks. It looked as if an old mining operation had stopped here long ago. And then comes the real twist. Parker also found some old coin-like objects, a broken metal plate, and pieces of sharp tools. All of these were buried very deep in the soil. Some markings looked like they could be of French or Spanish origin. The team also found a ceramic fragment with some strange symbol-like markings. Now Parker and some of his team started exploring the theory that this place could be an ancient or secret mining site. Some historians believe that French and Spanish miners came to Canada and Alaska in the 1700s, and sometimes they used such secluded sites to mine for gold. One of the team members even said, "What if this is not just a mine, but a deposit site for something bigger? That is, was this a place to store gold?" Some conspiracy lovers even named it directly, Hidden Templar Gold, because the symbols found there and the design on the metal plate were somewhat similar to the symbols of those old Knights Templar. Now this has not been completely proven, but the way things came out, they were definitely giving the vibe of an old secret society. Parker also feels that this site may not be just a mineral zone, but a historic deposit site. He said, "I have done a lot of excavations, but this is the first time I feel that I am touching some history." The team has now started ground radar, electromagnetic scans, and deeper soil testing there so that it can be found out what else is hidden below. And with all the things that have been found so far, it seems that Parker's excavation is not over yet, it's just beginning. Some experts believe that if this was a French-Spanish mining operation, then the site could be hundreds of years old. And if that turns out to be true, Parker Schnabel has not only found gold, but also a forgotten piece of history. So the next time you watch a new episode of Gold Rush and see Parker picking up gold, remember, there's not just gold, there's a story buried for centuries, and maybe a treasure that the world had forgotten. Now the question is, will Parker find anything else? Or has he touched something that should have stayed hidden? The answer is still underground, and the excavation continues. When Parker Schnabel's team began digging at the new site, everything seemed normal at first. Heavy machines were running, mud was being removed, and gradually glittering nuggets of gold were being revealed. But as the digging reached deeper, things started to get weird. It seemed like this site was more than just a normal excavation. The first problem was the machines suddenly stopped. No alarms, no mechanical failures, just machines shutting down, as if someone had stopped them. Not once, this happened 3 times in a row. Then, one day, The hydraulic system of the drilling machine failed, even though it had been serviced just a few days ago. The tech team was shocked. When Parker was told all this, his first thought was, "Is there water down there?" And yes, the very next day, water started leaking. Suddenly, wet mud and water started coming out of the ground. That water was also not normal. It had a strange smell and a light gray color. Some people joked, this could be water from an ancient tunnel. And the trouble did not end here. 2 members of the team suddenly fell ill. One had a high fever, and the other had something like a skin allergy. Some attributed it to the weather, but Parker's feelings were saying something else. He felt that this place was hiding something, and perhaps did not want to let itself be dug. Incidents of tech failure at the site also started increasing. Drones suddenly started falling, GPS signal would disappear, and the camera recording started glitching repeatedly. Parker himself said, "I have never seen such interference in all these years." Now Parker started worrying. Is this place safe? The safety of the team was of utmost importance, but at the same time, the gold and other strange things coming out of the site were not letting him stop. Only one question was going around in Parker's mind. Am I disturbing something that should remain hidden? And then one night, something happened that shook everyone. One night, Parker was alone on the site, checking some papers. Suddenly, he heard strange sounds from the excavation zone, like someone scratching the ground from below, or a very slow buzzing whistle sound. He called the camera team, but by the time they arrived, the sounds had stopped. Some people from the team said that this could be due to underground water flow, but Parker's face was saying something else. He said, "We are not just mining here, we are touching an old secret." After this, Parker decided now he will have to go inside the tunnel himself. He took 2 people with him, wore helmets, lights, and safety gear, and started digging inside. The tunnel was very narrow, and as soon as he went inside, the atmosphere became very cold, while the weather outside was hot. Things like old markings were seen on the walls of the tunnel, some symbols, some scratches, and some burn marks. Parker touched the wall at one place and said, "Something has happened here, and it was not just mining." It was now clear that this digging was no longer just a search for gold. It was pointing towards some unseen power, hidden history, or perhaps some ancient warning. Parker Schnabel had started digging for gold, but now he himself is stuck in the middle of a mystery. And the question is not only how much gold is there below, but also whether it is right to tamper with this site. Because the problems that were coming every day seemed to be a sign of some old anger, and Parker is now getting closer to that mystery, where there are more questions hidden than answers. Extracting 700 ounces of gold can be the biggest victory of life for anyone, but for Parker Schnabel, this was not just a victory. It was a door, a path that is probably going to take him to the biggest secret of history. Now the biggest question is, what next? Will Parker just stop here? Absolutely not. Parker himself has said that this digging is not over, but the real game has just begun. He clearly said in his team meeting, "We're going deeper. There's something down there." That means now, digging will go deeper. Actually, Parker is sure that the gold that has been found is the tip of a big system. Just like the first water comes out of a pipeline, similarly, this haul may be the beginning of a hidden vein, an ancient chamber, or an old mining tunnel. Some experts also believe this. They have tested samples from Parker's site, and the report says that the soil has unusual magnetic activity, as well as some chemical elements that are usually only found in old mining sites. That means something is definitely hidden underneath. Now there is another story going on here. Is it just gold, or is there some other story hidden behind it? Seeing the symbols, old tools, and metal plates found by Parker's team, many historians and conspiracy researchers are saying that this place cannot be a normal gold vein. Some even say that this place is related to the Templars or some ancient group who used to hide treasure hundreds of years ago. There is also a theory that Spanish miners once hid the treasure here and could not return. and now Parker is searching for the same buried treasure. If this turns out to be true, then this search for Gold Rush will not remain just a matter of a TV show. It will make international headlines. But the biggest question for Parker now is he ready for this? Because the deeper he is going, the more the risk increases. The soil layers are getting weaker, the water leakage is increased, and the technology is also failing repeatedly at the site. Parker now has to decide, will he continue this search, whatever the risk, or will he stop as soon as he finds gold? But those who know Parker Schnabel know this boy is not one to give up. His plan is clear. If there is something else here, then I will not rest until I find it. And now here comes the ending hook, which will make the audience think, is Parker standing at the door of some ancient treasure? Is this going to be the biggest discovery of the gold rush? Or has Parker touched something that should have remained hidden? Now the question is to you, do you think this is just a matter of gold? Or is there a big mystery behind it? Do tell us in the comments below, is this the last story of Gold Rush, or the biggest one just beginning? Now just think, the 700 ounces of gold that Parker Schnabel has extracted, was it just a big jackpot? Or is it the tip of some centuries-old treasure? The symbols, strange tools, and old metal pieces that came out of the ground, are they all connected to some ancient story? Has Parker really found a real treasure which was hidden for so many years? Now this question is not only for Parker, but also for you. What do you think? Was this just a big excavation? Or is there something else hidden behind it? Tell us in the comments below, has Parker touched history? And yes, if you don't want to miss the next big story of Gold Rush, new excavations and secrets to come, then subscribe to the channel now, because what is coming can be the biggest blast ever. And maybe, next time not just gold, but some hidden truth comes out. So stay tuned and subscribe to discover the mystery for yourself.